we drive south into the Jefferson Valley, we're following the path that many have taken to access this area. Since time immemorial, the Jefferson Valley has been a travel corridor. First peoples used the gentle valley as a passage to reach the prairie to hunt for buffalo. Later, Lewis and Clark and the Corps of Discovery passed through in 1805. Geologically, this place has quite interesting origins. Ahead and up to the left are the Tobacco Root Mountains. These mountains consist of some of the oldest rocks in Montana. Crystalline rocks that were the roots of ancient continents and were intruded by younger rocks related to the boulder batholith. These rocks are very resistant to erosion and have seen a tortured volcanic, tectonic, and intrusive history. More recently, when North America went through a period of extension, about 40 million years ago or so, normal faulting occurred. This resulted in the Jefferson Valley dropping down. As a result, the Jefferson River flows through this low area. Faults on the side of the range reach water that has filtered way down on the earth and has been heated up by the warm crystalline basement rocks. These hot waters are buoyant and spring to the surface near the banks of the Jefferson River. What a great confluence of geological events for us to enjoy. Let's go check it out. So we've made it down to the banks of the Jefferson River. We're at the beautiful Renova Hot Springs. And you notice this hot spring, although it has a few rock walls built, is more or less a wild hot springs. So anybody can just come here to the side of the road and check it out. You can see some main pools here. And then we're right along the banks of the side channel of the Jefferson River. And so likely what's happening is you have this hot water springing out along the faults that are created in this valley. So you have normal faulting in this valley, and meteoric water, or water from snowmelt and rain, percolates down through the bottom of the valley, heats up, and then comes back to the surface along these faults, and then is able to spring out right here along the banks of the river, making this beautiful spot. So you can see people have built rock walls to isolate the spring water from the river water, in places mixing to make for a wonderful temperature. And this goes all along the bank. In this spot here, you can see where you can see the spring bubbling up. And so this is where hot waters are coming to the surface and making for a wonderful spot to soak and spend the day. Right, we're on a beautiful day in mid-June, and I have a temperature probe here, and I want to check and see what sort of temperatures we're getting out of this water. So we can see right now we're in the mid-60s for our air temperature, and then we can see the springs bubbling up right down here. So I'm going to put the probe in, and let's see what happens to our temperature. A local told me it comes out of the ground at about 121, and so right here at the bubbles, we're right around that, right around 121, climbing up a little bit. And so you can imagine this really hot water is coming up, and you want to mix it with the right amount of cold river water to get your perfect temperature. So just a wonderful spot here where this hot water is coming along these faults and making its way to the surface because it's buoyant, because it's so warm. And we can see here right now we're in the low 120s, and so I can feel it radiating, a little bit of steam coming off this pool, and also you can smell a little bit of sulfur that must have been dissolved somewhere along the way, and it's being released here at the Renova Hot Springs. Yeah, I sure think it's about time for a dip in these warm waters.